Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first official video of the HYPERGRID Business YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be doing a review of the Apple Vision Pro headset, and I got a demo of it at the local mall this weekend. So that was fun. For those who don't know me, I've been the editor of HYPERGRID Business since 2009, and I have done dozens and dozens of headset reviews for the blog. And I still have like stacks of VR headsets like around here. I've got my little Daydream View still, which I loved. I'm so sorry it was discontinued. I've got like a super tiny little headset that attaches to a phone, and then you can do the video through it. See, and the headset itself. That's it. That's how big it is. I've even got a headset here that I still haven't unboxed. So, well, it's an HP, latest HP headset. Yeah, so I know my way around headsets. I've checked out all of them. Bought the Quest. I've got the HTC Vive. I've got I mean the HP one right here. Tons of different headsets, and and the Microsoft HoloLens. So I can compare them all. And so this is what the Apple Vision Pro looks like. This is what it looks like on my head. See? Proof. And this is me at the mall, in the Apple store. So that's what the headset looks like on my head. So it is heavy. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna switch back to the iPhone. I was an iPhone person, and I switched away from the iPhone to the Android ecosystem because of VR, because I cover VR. I love VR. And Samsung had the Gear VR headset, which I owned. I bought the first one. Then Google came out with Cardboard and Daydream, and I had multiple versions of those. So yeah, so I'm all in on VR, and Apple had nothing on VR. So I was sticking with Android. But I do miss my iPhone, and if there was something compelling enough, I would switch. So I went to the Apple store to see if it was worth it for me to switch. Also, I can expense it as a business expense. So, hey. So first of all, I can't work on it. So if I'm looking for a VR headset to replace my computer and monitor, this ain't it. First of all, it still requires a computer to use it, and specifically it requires a recent edition of an Apple computer to use it. So I'd have to switch from my PC to an Apple computer, and even then you have to work at the computer if you're going to be doing something with like a desktop app. There's a limited number of apps that can work just within the headset itself. It's heavy. It's not something you want to spend your whole day with. The pass-through camera is awesome, but if you're sitting in it so that you can see your computer and your keyboard, I mean, why put the headset on, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna work with it. You can't, it doesn't have a good built-in keyboard. You have to use your physical keyboard. So yeah, you're gonna be sitting at your desk anyway. Then you can't do Zoom meetings with it because you're gonna be looking stupid because you've got a headset on. They do have FaceTime, but you're a cartoon avatar. So I can't use it for my work meetings. And I own a computer. I've got two monitors here in front of me. I've got plenty of, screen real estate. I don't really need a headset to give me some extra space to work with. I really have plenty, and monitors are so cheap these days that if I wanted to add more and get a bigger monitor, I would just go out and do it. That's really not an issue. Second reason I'm not going to get an Apple Vision Pro is there's no killer app for it. So the thing with the iPhone that was so great was that you had to have a phone anyway, right? You wanted to call people. You needed a phone, and as you upgrade phones, the newer phones were smartphones. And since you had a smartphone in your hand all the time anyway, you might as well use it to play games. You might as well use it to check the news. You might as well use it to use it as a GPS, use it to take photos. So it quickly replaced like everything else in your life because you always had it with you. You always were using it anyway. It was instant on, super convenient. This headset is none of that. You're not going to have this thing with you all the time unless you're one of those weird guys walking around the streets wearing it. Nobody's gonna have that. It's uncomfortable to wear for any long stretch of time. It's you're have limited vision field of view. It is actually narrower than some of the other headsets I've tried. I mean, the graphics are amazing. The graphic quality is as good or better, probably better than any other headsets I've seen. It actually does feel almost realistic. And the pass-through camera, you can easily forget that you're looking at a camera's image of the world in front of you and aren't just looking through the glasses. It's almost that good. It's not perfect. I think the visual quality isn't like 100% that of reality, but it is really, really close. Way better than the Quest. The Quest also has a pass-through camera, but it's nowhere near as good. And the delay when you move your head and the world around you kind of responds so that it doesn't feel like the room is floating in space in front of you, which would make you throw up. On the Apple Vision Pro, I felt no delay. It felt natural. So that was really, really awesome. But that's like a nice feature. That's not a killer app. Okay. So there aren't that many games. And even if there were great games for it, you don't spend all your time playing games. You sit down, you boot up this headset. It takes a while to boot up. You boot up this headset, then you play a game, then you turn it off and you go do something else. And then the next time you feel like playing a game, you have to boot it up. Again, make sure everything's charged up. Wait for it to upgrade itself because there's always like upgrades that have piled up since the last time you used it. It's not very convenient. It's not very user-friendly. This is why I haven't really used any of my VR headsets for really anything except to show them to people because there's nothing I can really do in them. That's why I haven't unboxed this last one yet because there's really no reason for me to. And this headset does not change that dynamic at all. So, and then if you're just gonna use it for games, and hoping that Apple will release more games, and you just use it as a big screen TV, which it is very, very cool. The built-in virtual television is beautiful. It's excellent. It feels as good as any other headset I've tried. It feels better than any other headset I've tried. Um, but I mean, if you want a big screen TV, just buy a bigger TV. You're gonna save so much money. And you can watch your TV with other people. You can't watch a TV on this with other people. You're gonna be watching it by yourself, which is kind of sad. There aren't a lot of shared experiences for it yet at all. So that was a little disappointing. So, really is no reason for me to get it. But I did learn some very important things from doing the demo. First of all, I learned how awesome augmented reality is. And that's where you have things like this, where you're moving stuff in the air around you, like Terminator, right? So that stuff is awesome. This headset shows how it looks. And if you've seen any of the demo videos of it from Apple or from other people who've done the demos where they actually show you what you're seeing, it is really, really cool. You do get an overlay over the world, and the overlay is crisp and it's beautiful and it's responsive and it's really, really nice. So eventually, when the form factor improves, where we get it in a pair of glasses, that's going to be what the world will look like. And when we have that, which is closer than you think, Samsung just showed off a transparent TV this January at CES. So we already have transparent glass that can turn into graphics. So it'll take a little bit of time to get it into this small a format, so it's doable. But there are already sunglass style glasses on the market that you can use to watch movies. And they're light and they're like shaped about the size and weight of a pair of sunglasses. So the technology is already there. Will need to miniaturize the cameras quite a bit to get them to fit in around the edges. They will need to miniaturize the speakers and the audio pickup to fit into the glasses. They'll definitely need to do something about the battery. But basically, I think eventually our glasses will be our augmented reality headsets. They will be our phones. They will be our computers. And they will replace all the remaining gadgets that smartphones haven't replaced yet. So they will replace your computer monitors, your TVs, your billboards, advertising billboards. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. But they will replace all that stuff. So I think that that will happen. It's a few years away. We still are a few generations away from the point where something as light as a pair of sunglasses can hold an entire computer and virtual world inside of it. But it's coming. And if you want to see a preview of what that will feel like, check out the Apple Vision Pro. Another thing that I learned from this demo that is also a preview of the future is what interface we're going to have. Now, a lot of the older headsets have controllers that you use to move stuff around. On the Minority Report, he wore a pair of gloves. The Apple Vision Pro just tracks your hands. So they have cameras on the front of the headset that track your hand motions, and you don't have to hold your hands in the air in front of you like Tom Cruise was doing. You can hold them down on your lap or on a desk in front of you or even down by your side. And the headset will pick up your motions. So super cool, very, very fun to try it out. And then the other component of it is that it goes by your eyes, where you're looking. So if you're looking somewhere and then you pinch, that's the click. So you don't have to have your hands in the air pointing at things. You only do that when you're resizing a window or when you're moving windows around. Then you use your hands to move windows into place where you want them. But the rest of the time, you can just look at something and pinch. So very interesting and novel way to do controls inside virtual reality. And I really enjoyed it. I think it's a major breakthrough. And I think this is something that all other headsets are going to be implementing. It's so convenient. You don't have to carry a pair of controllers around you with you or a pair of weird gloves. It's just built right into the glasses. So I really appreciate that. I think that's a nice little preview of what the future is going to hold. So should you buy the headset? If you're a developer making apps for the Apple Vision Pro, then yeah, you should buy the headset. If you're in some adjacent space, and your company's paying for it, then sure, go for it. Play with it. If you just want to kind of know where things are going, you can, maybe buy it for the 14 days you have before you have to return it, or check out a demo in a store. But if you buy it and then return it, you'll at least get a couple of weeks to play with it and really test it out. Otherwise, get a bigger TV, get a monitor, get one of those glasses that play movies, and get yourself a Quest or PlayStation VR for the games. And yeah, go get a demo. They're free. At my local mall, they were available. Plenty were available even if you just walked in, or you can register ahead of time online. The headsets work even if you wear glasses. They do some kind of a measure thing where they measure your glasses right there. If you and just remember to bring them with you to the mall. So awesome experience. The headset only crashed once while I was using it, and they had to reboot it. It does take a while to get going and into it, and so, yeah, it's the first generation of the technology. Unless you're actually a developer working on apps for it, I can't see why anybody would want to actually own it. But it is very, very cool to try. And if you haven't and you do have an Apple store nearby, definitely go check it out. All right. Thanks, everybody. And if you want to see more videos like this, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, all the things. Bye, everybody. See you next time.